Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to take a quick look at a dramatic game played between the third world chess champion Jose Raul Capablanca and US women's chess champion Mona May Karff. This game was played in 1941 in New York during a chess simul which Capablanca played on 22 boards. The event took place at Marshall Chess Club. Capablanca with white pieces opened up with e4. As you know, this is how it goes. During a chess simul, the one who gives a simultaneous exhibition is playing with the white pieces, and to e4, Karff responded with Sicilian defense, Nc3 Nc6 g3. Capablanca is choosing the closed Sicilian, and we have the Qe2 variation. Knight f6 by Karff. Well, usually against this line, black is playing g6, bishop g7, and then d6, e6, knight e7, rook b8, and is starting a queenside pawn storm. Also nowadays against this Qe2, going for h5, h4 advance is also very popular, but in the game we see knight f6 by Karff, bishop g2, d6, d3, bishop g4. So black is choosing a line which is not giving her much, you know, h3. In here we see several exchanges on f3, queen takes f3, e5. Well, at this point at least it was better to play e6, with the idea of keeping the d5 square under control. But instead to queen takes f3 we see e5 answer, and there it goes, bishop g5, bishop e7, and after the exchange on f6, suddenly white is getting a monster on d5. And soon also white will bring into life this f4 idea and will organize a very dangerous attack. Rook c8 by Karff, c4. White is first strengthening his knight. At the same time is not allowing any possible counterplay on the queen side. And this queen a5 is not dangerous because white can always castle by hand. King f1 was white's answer. Rook c6. And at this point actually it's difficult to give black an advice, you know. Probably castling kingside is better. Yeah, the rook on c6 looks very awkward. If here, then g takes f6, and if queen takes f6, then queen d2. Black can create a counterplay, but instead we see rook c6 by Karff. There comes knight takes f6, g takes f6, queen takes f6, and next pawn is always a good idea, you know. In this case, black has no counterplay. You can't play queen d2 because your rook on h8 is hanging. Rook g8 by Karff and queen f3. White queen is hurrying back to cover all the potential weaknesses. And now if you move like queen b2, then you can either play queen e2 or even king g2 is also playable. In the game to queen f3, black answered with rook b6 and queen e2, queen b4, b3, rook a6. Well, a typical counterplay looks very childish, you know. I really don't like the way black plays. King g2, queen a5, rook f1, and now white will go for f5 advance, b5, f4. White is enjoying a huge advantage, although I have to tell you that going for queen h5 followed by queen f5 is even stronger. In the game to b5, Capablanca answered with f4. E takes f4, rook takes f4, b takes c4, d takes c4. A terrible blunder which is allowing black to equalize. At this point it was better simply to play b takes c4, and if you move like queen c3 then rook f1. But instead we see d takes c4, and the problem with this move is that this is weakening the third rank. Here Karff played queen c3 with a double threat. Queen e1 by Capablanca, which is losing on the spot. Well, at least it was better to play rook g4. In this case, we will have an equality on the board. If queen takes a1, then queen c8 check followed by queen takes a6. Of course, black can give a perpetual check, but this is a preferable line than the one which we see in our game. In our game, queen e1 was played, which is of course a terrible move and is losing. With his next move, Mona May Karff forced a resignation. Can you find her next move? Ready? That move is rook takes a2. Yes, a move which forced the third world chess champion to capitulate. If rook takes a2, then your queen is no longer protected. You are losing it. And if you move like, I don't know, king h1, then this time you can lose your rook. Yeah, it's over. That's why at this point Capablanca resigned. Well, I really don't like the way Moname Karff played, but she was lucky, and Capablanca's blunder cost him a game. In the end, a chess puzzle for you where the task is to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and as usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.